What's going on, everyone? This is Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. In this show, we're talking 2020 Mayakoba Golf Classic Round 2 DFS Showdown targets. Craig, was kind of a sloppier round out there. I mean, the morning wave went out and guys kind of got hit hard. Definitely more wind in the morning. But yeah, balls are plugging. What did you think from round one?
I mean, it definitely, the course is tricky in ways that we don't typically see. You got to be accurate off the tee. We knew that going in.
Yeah.
It looked like it was very difficult to read the greens, which I don't know whether that benefits anyone. I think if anything, it maybe gives a little bit more of a boost to people who have more experience at this course. Because both pace and then subtle breaks, it seemed to be tricking people quite a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Scores, I mean, I think everyone expected it to be kind of a sprint and a birdie fest, but scores weren't great. Scoring average about a half stroke worse in the morning. Russell, Knox, Neiman, Griot, notables, Hovland, Finau, Ortiz, Todd behind them. Anyone kind of sticking out or any regrets you don't have for tournament long?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good about my one and done on Neiman.
Neiman, yeah.
I think, maybe my biggest... I feel like Ortiz looked solid. So, I mean, we got to see a lot of him because he was on the broadcast. I had pretty good exposure to the rest of these guys. So not a ton of FOMO yet.
I mean, I told you on the Twitch show that I think Griot was one of my last cuts in that 8K range, and it's already.
So I don't have him, but for some reason I don't have a ton of trust on him staying up there. It's just the streakiness of him gives me a little bit of a pause still on whether he can do it over the course of the next 3 rounds.
And looking closely at his first round, it looked like his putter was pretty hot today.
Which you never know whether that's
don't know how
continue.
reliable that is. Yeah. Going into Friday, round 2 looks a little bit calmer. Thunderstorm risk kind of looks like that for the rest of the week. Lift clean plays probably in place as well. More rain. Let's flip over to wind. I don't think there's going to be much of an advantage. It seems to change. I mean, if you are playing quite a few showdowns or high GBPs, I would look as close to lock as possible. Even since when we started putting this in, it's changed since then.
Well, so that's one of the things I was going to say as well about today, because so all of the targets I have for you today are guys who are going out early.
Yeah.
The forecast did not predict what they saw yesterday in the what they saw today.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm going to look again this evening. I'm not going to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to check, but
your time.
But I don't put a ton of faith in this being super accurate, so I'll probably end up stacking both sides just in case there is one that has much more favorable conditions.
I don't think I'm going to stack either. I think I'm just going to go in kind of blind with tee times. I did lean pretty heavy in the morning round 1, and that bit me. So I think I'm just going to forget about it and assume there's no real advantage. Hey, forget about it.
Okay, sounds good. Let's jump into it.
So my first pick, Viktor Hovland, 9,400 on DraftKings. Pretty nice opening round. 67, he's 4 under, 3 birdies, 1 eagle, 1 bogey. Not 1 bogeys, 1 bogey. But his ball striking is very, very nice. He's driving the ball. I mean, so we don't have stroke seeing data. So we have what we have. This is what we have. He's hitting fairways 71% of the time, which is 10th in the field. Greens in regulation, 88% of the time, which is tied for first. And his putts aren't where he is in the standings in the field, so they're a little bit worse. He's lagging behind with the flat stick, 1.75, which is 37th in the field. He played in the morning wave, so he's in the harder conditions. I think when it's a more level playing field, if he's hitting the ball that well, I mean, I think he could be our halfway point leader. I think Hovland is kind of, I don't know. If he's on, just watch out. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, we were talking about it a little bit going into the week, that it feels like he's been a bit of an afterthought over the past 6 months, even though he has played quite well. Morikawa won the major. Wolf has been up there in major. Yeah. And Hovland's been playing at a very high level this whole time. And we haven't sort of really, or, the world, I don't think, is paying enough attention to it.
Yeah. I completely agree. Like I said on our Twitch show, I think he's got a high floor, but I mean the ceiling's kind of unlimited. It's a winner ceiling.
Like we said on the Twitch show, he has won on past Palom greens before. So
there you go.
It's one thing to think about. My first one here, yeah. Harris English comes in at 9,900 on DraftKings. He was 69 -2 on Thursday, 5 birdies, 3 bogeys. Good ball striking, tied for 17th in GIR, and his putts per GIR, he was tied for 78th. So, it may, again, no strokes gained out of it. It may be a matter that he was hitting greens but not putting it especially close, and so that's why he was two-putting a lot of them. But I think it does show that his ball striking was good and that there may be room for improvement with his putting. He is early, so like I said, these guys are all early. I'm going to be stacking. I'm going to be putting lineups that stack on both of them. I'm not only going to stack one or the other. But he also is one of these guys. I always look at this. He's over a half stroke better in his early late scoring splits. That's for last year or the full season. So,
yeah. No, I like it as well. I thought he opened with a triple. It was a scoring error, so I was kind of hoping there's more scoring errors out there. But it kind of checks the right boxes. I have my daughter throwing blocks down at me. I think she wants me to tell you her pick for tomorrow is Santa, but I don't think he's in the field. I think he might have. I don't think he's in the field this week, but she's trying to tell me. She's throwing stuff at me.
She wants you to be done so you can go play with her.
Yeah, exactly. My second pick, Adam Long, a guy I was way overexposed to coming in, but right now it's kind of paying off. On DraftKings, he's 7,500. He shot 70 today, -1. 4 birdies, one bogey, 1 double bogey. Again, ball striking's there. Driving, 71%, good for 10th. 77% GIR, tied for 9th. And his putting is just a little bit lagging behind, 1.786. 14th was kind of a funny hole. A lot of doubles, bogeys. I think some others as well. He lost the ball there. Take away that double bogey. I think he has a really great start in that morning wave, in that harder wave. But it's there. I think if you can kind of correct that big mistake, he'll can kind of continue to build on that. A 3 under round was out there for him today. Maybe it's a 4 under for tomorrow or 5 under for tomorrow.
So I guess the question is this a little bit, you have very heavy exposure to him in week-long tournaments, so you're hoping he does well tomorrow? Or is it just because the same reason you liked him going into the tournament are the same reasons you like him now?
Exactly. Nothing has been proven otherwise. I think if we're talking about the tournament long, I think the tournament long is going to come down to that group at +1.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really interesting. Who makes the cut? We got Henley, JT, Zalatoris, Answer.
There's some heavy ownership.
Maybe 3 of the 4 of those guys get through, but you just don't know which one's not going to have the right stuff tomorrow. But no, I feel pretty good about
Brian Stewart. I was telling you how my best lineups have Brian Stewart on the bubble. Okay, my next one here. He is a guy I have tournament long as well. Kevin Streelman comes in 7,800. 69 -2 again. So all my guys that I have here are either -1 or 2. I just one of the things I like about that range, I was looking at some other guys who did a little bit better on Thursday, but I think these guys don't get quite the boost in ownership that you really get with a lot of those guys that played really well, but they still might have been out there showing good things. Again, similar to Harris, he was good in GIR. His putts per GIR were lower. But the thing I just wanted to quantify, I didn't bring him up on our sleeper picks show, so I just wanted to quantify why I liked him going in. His driving accuracy, he's awesome at driving accuracy. You look at his last 4 full seasons, 26th, 28th, 12th, and 30th. This is a course that demands accuracy off the tee. He does have a course history. It can be a little bit up and down if you look at his course history, but generally he has experience here. So I just like him to do well. I like it. I think he played well. I think it's going to continue tomorrow, and so he'll be in my early morning stack. He's third tee time out at 7:30.
Yeah, I mean, I like Streelman. I liked him going in. I feel like we just kind of missed him in the sleepers, but we talked about him yesterday going into the tournament. But he's in one of my big GBPs. I'm definitely playing him for round 2 tomorrow. It's all kind of pointing up. Yep. I think he's steady. He's consistent. It looks good.
And steady, consistent, but he does have the ability to pop, which is sort of what you do on showdowns.
Yeah.
And speaking of the ability to
steady and inconsistent, Sepp Straka 7,400 on DraftKings. I think someone that you might be able to get a lower ownership. The guy, obviously, ownership's going to skew to those guys that are playing well, that showed a little bit more in round one. Straka had a little bit different. He's 73 plus 2, 5 birdies, which I still think was around top 15 in the field. 5 birdies. He had 3 bogeys, 2 double bogeys. He's just, when you can't hit a fairway, it's hard to kind of correct that as you go down the hole, right? So if you're only hitting 42% of the fairways, which is 94th in the field, which he did Thursday, it's harder to hit greens. So he's 55th there. And then his putts are lagging behind as well, 1.8. But when he was hitting fairways, he's getting birdies. Yeah. So it's like if you think he can, and his driving accuracy isn't great for the season. So you're going to have to kind of take a gut call here. His green regulation is good. So he's a pretty accurate player when it comes to approach. But if he can hit the fairways tomorrow, I think it's a potentially low-owned guy that could really pop and make the difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few guys out there that I was looking at. I wasn't quite looking at Ricky Fowler, but there's a few guys. Zalatoris is another one who had a very busy scorecard. That if these type of guys that were making birdies, but were making some ugly numbers too, if they clean it up, then you know that they could be real strong showdown players.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't think there's ever extra motivation for these guys, but if you need to make a cut, if you're sitting +2 right now, you might fire a couple more pins. If you are,
if you're coming down the stretch and you're within 1 or 2, like they will go at pins to try to, that they might not otherwise if they're well inside of it and they think that the proper play is to play to the middle of the green or something.
And he's a guy I like to go at pins. Mm-hmm. He can go low.
My last one here, he is someone I had in the sleeper video, but I really like where his price is. And again, I'm looking at guys who are coming out early. John Ha, he was 7,600. He shot a 70, which I think that's not going to attract a ton of ownership, but four birdies, 3 bogeys. Mm-hmm. Another one who good greens in regulation, but was not quite putting that well. Second tee time of the day, 7:20 a.m. And so if he does go out there, if it does have more favorable conditions in the morning, I think he'll be one of those ones that really has a chance to put up a nice score. And just going back to what I said in our sleepers video, mm-hmm. He's got a really good course history. He does have a win here. He has missed a couple cuts, but you look at over the years, he's got, I want to say 4 or 5 finishes in the 20s, which is, I mean, it doesn't seem that great, but it's a lot better than his course history everywhere else, So he has a good feel for this course.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought him up as a sleeper. I plugged him in. I think I have about 20% exposure to him as well. He's doing well right now. He's well within. Hopefully he can build on that tomorrow. I also think it's a price point that's not low enough it's going to attract ownership. So I think he's kind of lumped in there with a lot of those guys in the mid-7s, the Streelmans, the Longs. He might,
and there's players around there that are at -4 or there's other guys who people will look at right away there because of what they did today. So I don't think Ha will get that bump.
Yeah, I like it. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for watching. We're going to do this throughout the tournament, so please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, catch our upcoming videos. Anything else to add there, Craig?
Nope. You got a daughter to attend to. I've got a puppy to attend to. So we'll see you guys next time. And good luck.
Good luck, guys. See ya.